You type a command, hit enter, and the computer does what you ask. But what exactly happens beneath the surface to execute that action? A program is just a dormant text file. When executed, the system loads it into memory, becoming a dynamic, looping sequence of actions called a process. It's like a recipe card. It has instructions, but won't feed you. The process is the actual cooking. Without these active sequences, the hardware remains idle. Processes provide the mechanism that translates stored code into functional operations. A standard Linux system runs hundreds of these active tasks at the exact same time. If you need to stop or modify just one specific task, you need a way to target it. This simulated terminal output shows how Linux solves that problem. Every single running task is assigned a process ID, or PID. This acts as a unique numerical fingerprint for that specific instance of the program. Before you can monitor, control, or terminate any activity on a server, locating its exact PID is the required first step. This tree structure shows how processes are created. They don't appear out of thin air. Instead, they create a strict hierarchy. The operating system starts an initial process, which then spawns children. Here, the bash shell spawns a new Python script. Because of this chain of dependency, if you terminate a parent process, that action cascades downward, immediately destroying all of its dependent children along with it. You will frequently run into situations where you execute a command and your terminal completely locks up. You can't type anything new because that specific task is occupying the foreground. This split view shows the solution. By simply adding an ampersand to the very end of your command, you send that execution to the background, immediately returning your prompt so you can keep working. Understanding how to manage this hierarchy and push long tasks to the background prevents terminal lockouts and lets you multitask effectively in a single session. Eventually, you will log into a server that is slow, sluggish, or entirely unresponsive, and you need to figure out exactly which process is consuming your resources. This table shows the live output of the top command. It acts as a real-time diagnostic dashboard, focusing directly on CPU and memory usage so you can quickly spot any resource-hungry anomalies. Once you identify the PID of the rogue task, running the kill command followed by that exact number will force the operating system to neutralize it immediately. Pause the video for a second. Open your terminal, run a background sleep command, locate its PID, and kill it. Using top for reconnaissance and kill for execution gives you definitive control over your server's resources. This diagram illustrates daemons. These are persistent background processes that run silently to power poor network and system functions, like the SSH daemon highlighted here. The operating system manages these daemons automatically. However, they are still just processes. They are assigned PIDs, they spawn children, and they follow the exact same rules as the scripts you run yourself. Recognizing that system daemons follow the same underlying rules as your manual commands is a key step in understanding how servers manage their primary workloads. This cheat sheet reviews the core rules. A process is an actively running program. Every process requires a unique PID, and appending an ampersand sends a task to the background. Your essential toolkit for managing these rules relies on 3 commands: PS to list them, top to monitor them, and kill to terminate them. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below telling me which DevOps fundamental you need decoded next. Mastering the life cycle of a process gives you a reliable framework for controlling and troubleshooting the activity on your system.